I still remember the sound of her voice in that final voicemail. Trembling, breaking apart between gasps. There was the crash of glass, the shriek of metal, our children cry in the background, then silence. That silence never left me. It became the rhythm of my days, the sound of every night after. When I told my parents, I expected something, a flicker of emotion, a moment of humanity. But my father only sighed and said, "It's your brother's birthday today. We can't come." My mother's voice followed, soft and distant. "Please don't make a scene. Not today." That was the moment something inside me gave way, not in anger, but in quiet surrender, like glass cracking under its own weight. They had always adored my brother, Daniel. He was a golden child, magnetic, charming, always at the center of attention. I was the one who stayed late, who fixed things no one noticed were broken. Even on my wedding day, I saw my father slip Daniel a thick envelope, muttering something about keeping things fair. Fair. That word meant nothing in our family. When the accident happened, when a drunk driver crushed everything I loved into twisted metal, my parents treated it like a calendar conflict, something to be postponed, avoided. I buried my wife and children alone under a gray sky, the rain soaking through my suit as I lowered 3 coffins by myself. No family came, not a single face that shared my name. That day, I stopped being their son. Grief changes shape over time. At first, it freezes you. Then it sharpens you until you can cut with it. I became patient, precise. Every breath, every step deliberate. My father's company, Raymond & Sons Realty, was his pride. Daniel was a public face. I was once the architect behind their success, the systems, the accounts, the quiet deals that kept the money flowing unseen. I used to think I was building a legacy. Now I saw it as an arsenal. It started small. A few documents sent anonymously, an email trail forwarded to auditors, a whistleblower letter crafted in Daniel's exact tone, sent to the tax bureau from his own account. He loved words like synergy and alignment. I made sure they appeared often. 3 months later, the first tremor hit. Whispers in the business pages about irregularities in the company's books. My father smiled for the cameras, called it a clerical oversight. But I watched the CCTV footage from the office, still had admin access, and saw him screaming at Daniel behind closed doors. Daniel began drinking heavier. My father stopped trusting him. The cracks widened. 6 months later, I lit the fire. A complete report, every hidden account, every shell company, every fake charity, all of it pointing to Daniel. I signed it myself. Michael Raymond, former CFO, surviving husband and father. By dawn, every major paper had the story. Whistleblower exposes $1 million fraud at Raymond & Sons. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. Daniel first. Then my parents. I didn't answer. They weren't calling out of love, only fear of losing everything that mattered to them. That night, I went to their house. The mansion that once seemed untouchable looked smaller somehow. My father sat frozen before the TV, watching footage of police carrying out boxes of files. Daniel stood nearby, glass trembling in his hand. I placed a folded newspaper on the table. "Thought you might want to read it," I said. My father's voice cracked, thin with disbelief. "What have you done?" I met his eyes, the same eyes that had looked past me my entire life. "Exactly what you taught me." I said, "I prioritized." He glared, jaw tight. "You destroyed the family." "No," I whispered. "I buried the family months ago. You just didn't bother to show up." The investigation dragged on. Daniel was arrested, fraud, laundering, perjury. My father's empire crumbled. His name dragged through every headline. He was too careful to be charged, but the shame alone gutted him. When it was over, I left, moved to a smaller city, changed my name. I teach finance now, ethics of all things. My students call me Mr. Ellis. They don't know who I was. Sometimes when the night is too still, I play that last voicemail again. Her voice still trembles. The glass still breaks. I once believed revenge would quiet it. It didn't, but it made sure no one could ever pretend not to hear it again. A week after the sentencing, the The final headline appeared. Daniel Raymond sentenced to 8 years. Family empire collapses. That was the moment they finally panicked. The moment they realized what loss truly meant. I didn't smile. I just folded the paper, set it beside an old photo of the four of us, and whispered into the stillness. Now we're even.